Happy New Year and welcome to my African Affairs. In today's video, we want to talk about the Somaliland Red Sea port deal with Ethiopia. Somalia on Tuesday vowed to protect its territory by any legal means and recalled its brand ambassador to Ethiopia after Addis Ababa struck a controversial deal with the breakaway Somaliland. Mogadishu branded the Monday surprise pact that gave access to Ethiopia the long-sought access of Red Sea, a clear violation of sovereignty, and appealed to the international community to stand by its side. The Addis Ababa deal was announced only days after the central government of Somalia had agreed to resume dialogue with the breakaway Somaliland. Somaliland has been seeking full statehood since gaining independence from Somalia in 1991, a move that has been opposed by Mogadishu and is not recognized internationally. The historic memorandum of understanding signed by the Ethiopian Prime Minister and Somaliland leader gives Ethiopia access to the Red Sea port of Berbera and a military base. The Somali cabinet said in a statement that Somaliland is a part of Somalia under the constitution and that they find this step to be a clear violation against its sovereignty and unity. It is said that the agreement was null and void with no legal basis and that Somalia will not accept it. In response to this, Somali has recalled its brand ambassador in Ethiopia for consultation. The government also appealed to the United Nations, the African Union, the Arab League, and the East African grouping IGAD, among others, to stand with Somalia to defend its right against sovereignty and also to force Ethiopia to adhere to international laws. In an address to the nation, Prime Minister Ba called on Somalia people to stay calm, and he also assured them that he will fight for their country and defend their sovereignty. Ethiopia has not since made any comment in response to Somalia's reaction. The deal comes months after Abiy, Ethiopian Prime Minister, said his country, which is the second most populous country in Africa, would assert its rights to access the Red Sea, which sparked worry among its neighboring countries. Ethiopia was cut off from the shores after Eritrea seceded and declared independence in 1993 following a three-decade war. Addis Ababa had maintained its access to a port in Eritrea until the two countries went to war between 1998 and 2000, and since then, Ethiopia funnels its trade through Djibouti. Ethiopia's economy has been constrained by its lack of access to the Red Sea. Abiy's national security advisor, Ridwan Hussein, said that Ethiopia would have access to a leased military base on the port as part of the agreement. It was not clear when the pact would take effect. On Friday, Somalia and Somaliland agreed to resume dialogue after a two-day talk mediated by Djibouti President Ismail Omar, the first of its kind since 2020 when similar negotiations were stalled. The deal was welcomed by IGAD, which Somalia only joined in November, and the British Embassy, which termed it as a vital step towards reconciliation. Somaliland, which was a former British protectorate with about 4.5 million people, prints its own currency, issues its own passport, and elects its own government. Although Somaliland, which is often seen as a beacon of stability in the fragile Horn of Africa, its quest for statehood has always almost gone unrecognized internationally, leaving it poor and isolated.